In my video series, I've talked a lot about buying or selling a home, and in the market updates I do, I always talk about the interest rates, the mortgage interest rates, and how low they are. So if you own a home, you already have an interest rate. Have you lost out? I am going to talk about ways to save you money. How much? It depends. Stick around. Hi, welcome back. My name's Joe Brown. I'm a realtor with Century 21, Elizabeth Beggins, located here in South Tampa. So first of all, before I get started, please hit the subscribe button. It's on one of these sides. And share this information with family and friends who you think could benefit from this information. So first thing I have to say, out of the gate, I am not a mortgage lender. Okay, I am not the expert in this area, nor do I get any money if you follow this advice, right? I'm sharing this with you because I love sharing information with you, and my whole service, my whole thing I want to do is serve you in your real estate needs. So in my video series I've done on buying a home and selling a home, and every month or so I do market updates. And I always talk about the mortgage rates being so low. And they are at historic low. Now again, mortgage rates, you always have to qualify, right? Depending on credit score and how much debt you have to qualify for the rates. But some of the rates now are below 3%. I even heard one just the other day, 2.75%. That's great. So here's the basic concept of a refinance program. So you already own a home, and you've owned a home for a certain amount of time. Maybe it's 1 year, maybe it's 20 years, maybe it's 25 years. And it's at a certain interest rate. So, did you hear the phone ringing in the background? Sorry about that. So, there's a certain interest rate. Well, now rates are so low. So you have to contact a mortgage lender to talk about refinancing that loan. Now, mortgage lenders, if you remember, I did an interview with Dave Donaldson a couple months ago, and I'll put a link to Dave's video at the end of this video. Now, I'll also put Dave's contact information in the show notes below. But the idea is you're here at this interest rate. Interest rates are here now. And so you contact a mortgage lender and say, I want to refinance my loan. And so there's paperwork. The house still has to be appraised. There's still stuff that needs to be done. Paperwork and forms to fill out. The appraisal has to be done to justify the loan amount you want to borrow. And essentially, the mortgage company will take care of your mortgage, and if you qualify, give you the lower rate. Well, what does that benefit you? Well, there's a couple benefits. Now, I've created this worksheet just to share with you. Again, the caveat. I'm not a mortgage lender, so don't take whatever I say as gospel truth, right? These are just numbers to share with you. So if you don't mind, I'm going to just look at my paper to share with you some of the concepts. So let's say you start with a $300,000 loan, $300,000 at 5% interest. Well, did you know that $300,000 loan at 5% interest over the life of the loan would cost you a total of $560,000? So again, a lot of that is interest. You're borrowing $300,000, but because of interest payments over 30 years, it will cost you $560,000. Well, let's say after 10 years, So your monthly payment would be about $1,560 in that range. So you've paid the $1,560, let's say for 10 years. And you're at the 10-year mark now and interest rates are 3% or below. Well, let's say you qualify for a 3% rate. Well, your monthly payment is now $1,300, right? So you go from $1,560 to $1,300. So on a monthly benefit, you would save $200 a month, almost $260 a month. But get this, it's not for another 30 years, but you do it for a 20-year loan. See, you went into the house thinking, I'll take a mortgage for 30 years. So after 10 years, you don't want to take another 30-year loan. So after 10 years, you take a 20-year loan. So it's still 30 years. You lower the rate by $260 a month, but at the end of that, total cost is $500,000. You have saved $60,000 over that time just by refinancing after 10 years. Now, let's say it's a $400,000 loan. Did you know on a $400,000 loan at 5% interest over 30 years, you pay almost $750,000? Well, to refinance after 10 years, yes, your monthly payment decreases almost $250 a month, but you also save almost $80,000 over the life of the loan. The numbers go on. I have my paper. I'm a nerd, okay? I work numbers out. I have all this. But listen, I am not a mortgage lender. I'm not the expert. If you're interested in how refinancing can save you money, you need to contact a mortgage lender. That's why I'm giving you Dave's contact information. But here's the key question, right? If you say, is refinancing right for me? Well, it really depends on how long are you going to stay in the house. So if you're only going to be in the house another 2 to 3 years, then truthfully, refinancing may not benefit you. Because remember, when you refinance, there are closing costs that are involved. Now, if you have a certain amount of equity in the home, you can roll the closing costs into the new loan, so you may not have to come out of pocket with any money, but you would just have a larger loan. And then there's the time interest chart, right? So you'd have to be in a certain amount, you'd have to be in the home a certain amount of time for refinancing to make sense. So again, if you're only going to be in the home 1, 2, 3 years, it may not make sense. But if you're planning to be in the home 10 years, 12 years, then yeah, it makes sense. You can save a lot of money. In fact, I was talking to Dave, and he shared the story of a man whose son is in kindergarten, and he expects his son to grow up in this neighborhood and attend Plain High School and everything. So he expects to be in this neighborhood for 12 years. Well, if that's the case, then refinancing can save him thousands and thousands of dollars, not only on the monthly interest, right? But he can shorten the length of the mortgage. So there's a lot to think about with refinancing. It's not right for everybody. That's why you need to talk to a mortgage lender. But think about it. If you have questions, contact mortgage lender. If you have questions about real estate, contact me. My contact information is below. You can reach me at my website, joebrownc21.com. I am in the business of helping people buy and sell homes. I'm in the business of helping people invest in homes if that's what you want to do. I am here to be a servant to you in your real estate needs. I thank you so much for joining us today. I love sharing this information with you because South Tampa, Florida living is awesome.